Hi, everyone. My name is Talia Pardo. I'm a freelance editor, a writing coach, a transformational life coach, and an intuitive mentor. I'm here today to talk to you about motherhood, thriving through motherhood, surviving the flames of motherhood. It's not easy. No one tells us necessarily how difficult it can be, but I want to tell you that you're not alone, first and foremost. I'm the mother of two beautiful girls who are 11 and 13. Our early years weren't so easy. Uh, Even under normal circumstances, I think that motherhood is a challenge these days. But when my firstborn was born, uh, their father, my ex-husband, was injured in his left arm, and so he was incapacitated in a great many ways, in ways that I would have normally needed help. So I considered myself almost a single mother from the beginning, although when they were 4 and 2, I became an official single mother when we got divorced. And then I was working full time, taking care of my kids full time, trying to be the best mother I could, and trying to live up to all of those expectations that we put on ourselves. I think that the modern world also puts undue pressure on mothers these days. Um, the pressure to have all of the right, equipment and gadgets in the house, and to have a perfectly clean house, and to have a child who's saying her alphabet by the time they're 11 months, and who's walking early, and who's running to activities, and is swimming and doing gymnastics and doing art, and all of the things that we're taught, or we're influenced to think are so important for the development of our children, really just put extra pressure on moms. And I think that it's important for us to realize, or to recognize, that all of those extraneous things all around that we get from all angles, from all those websites where we look up the best way to feed our kids veggies and make sure that they're getting a wholesome diet and the proper sleep, and all of that, it's exhausting. It also puts standards up for us that I don't know that mothers can really live up to, in a way that's healthy. Someone once told me that there's the concept of the good enough mother, that actually studies have shown that the mother who tries to be too perfect is doing a disservice to their child by trying to model something that is unattainable. But by being good enough, you're showing your child humanity. You're showing your child reasonability. You're showing your child that there are limits to what a person can do, that a person has emotions and special abilities, certain abilities to manage things, and that it's okay not to put all of your efforts into striving to do everything you possibly can because it's so important. It took me a long time to learn that and to really be able to incorporate that. I put so much energy into trying to be the mom who did everything for her kids, and I didn't, even because I know that there were a lot of moms out there, of friends of mine, who I felt did so much more for their kids than I could, with my limited means, working full time with my limited time, my limited energy. And so I spent a lot of energy also not feeling good enough, feeling like I couldn't compete, feeling inadequate as a mother. And I think that that was wasted energy. I think that if our children know that their mothers love them, that they are important, that they are, yes, a priority, but can't always be the only priority, they learn that they are safe, that they are loved, that they have support, but they are also taught that there is more than just them to life, that not all the plans work out perfectly, that we can't always do everything that we want to do, though we try. I think it helps to teach children a really reasonable approach to life and gives them skills to understand the downs as well as the ups, which is realistic. So there I was, a single mom running endlessly, trying to be the best that I could, overexhausting myself, working really hard, trying to show my kids also the example of what an independent woman should do in her life by volunteering at the children's school, by working hard and advancing in her career. And all it ended up doing in the end was taking me away from my children by taking up my time with other things that I thought were setting the example for them or that were beneficial for them, but in the end, really just took me away from them. And it exhausted me, so that when I did have the time with them, I didn't have the energy to do everything they wanted to do with me. And so one of the first things I want to say to you moms is it's okay not to do everything. It's okay if other moms do what you think is more than what you do. And it's okay too to have a messy house. A messy house is a lived-in house. It's okay to not clean up the kitchen at night and leave it for the morning. It's okay because you need time for yourself. You need time to rest. You need connection time with your children, and you need to have the energy to have that connection time with your children. And sometimes just sitting down and reading a book with them, or going for an ambling walk in the park, or snuggling with them is actually all they really need. They don't necessarily need you to bring them to 17 different activities. That's not what defines you as a great mom. It's who you are and the love that you show for them and the way that you make them feel is what makes you a great mom. So I wanted to start off by saying that to all you moms out there who are trying to pit yourself up against these impossible standards that in the modern day have been imposed on mothers, but I don't think are so super beneficial to us, frankly. I think the real essence of motherhood gets lost when we try to aim for all of those high standards and expectations. And so even if you're not doing all of that, motherhood is still demanding. There's no question about it, especially when your children are young. That's what I call the tough years. It's years where you need to take whatever help you can get. It's years where you need to be kind to yourself and know that you can have hard days. You can do everything that you think you know how to do for your kids and still in the end up with a temper tantrum, with a crying spree, with a child who just isn't happy with what you're doing. And that's okay, because every day, God knows, you try your best and you do everything you can for your children, because that's a mother. But it doesn't mean that you're not doing enough. And you know that the next morning you're going to get up and you're going to try again and you're going to do your best again. And that's where the grace and forgiveness has to come in. That's what you need to give yourself, because you won't be any good to anyone if you're exhausted, especially your children or yourself. If you're exhausted, if you're run down, if you're overwhelmed. And all of those feelings are natural and normal in the years when your children are young, and even when they're a bit older, because mommy is still always mommy. But you have to give yourself the time to recuperate, the grace to say no to certain things. Also, that no, I just can't do this today is important to be able to say, because your reservoir of energy isn't limitless. And for you to be able to keep going and doing the best for you and your children, you need to be cautious of overextending yourself. So these are some cautions that I would like to share with you. I'm just looking at my notes. What else I would want to tell you is that sometimes we do get lost in what we're doing and where we are. And it's important to start back with the practical things to help us reach back into who we are almost before you reach into the spiritual. The spiritual is always very important, but at the same time, sometimes those small practical things are what will help get you through on a day-to-day basis. So one of the most important things that I learned from my mother was she said to me, sometimes when you say one day at a time, it's too much. The day is too much. One day is too much to get through. So sometimes we need to say to ourselves, I just need to get through 1 hour at a time, just this hour. And, I myself have had days where even that hour was too much. And so I would tell myself, okay, just get through the next 5 minutes. You have 5 minutes that you need to get through 5 minutes. And once I got through those 5 minutes, I got through another 5 minutes. And there are days sometimes when that's all you can do. They have those memes of like, today I was, I kept my kids alive and I showered and that's all I was able to do. And yeah, sometimes that is all you can do, and that's okay. So self-forgiveness and grace during motherhood is one of the key, most important things to remember that will help get you through, because we can destroy ourselves with guilt, with overreaching expectations, with comparing ourselves to others, with feeling inadequate. All of that can absolutely destroy and be detrimental to our energy levels, to our self-esteem, and to the way we function through our day. And that at the core of it is what we need to focus on. So, not overdoing it, giving yourself grace, taking a bit of time for yourself, and sometimes just 5 minutes for yourself is what you need to start with. Because I know how those days can be. Sometimes you're up from 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, and the day doesn't stop until after bedtime, because after bedtime is cleanup time. And there are all of those recommendations or suggestions where get your kids to help you clean up. Do it while they're sleeping or rest while they're sleeping. You have to find what works for you. And not all the kids are so cooperative. And sometimes you just don't want to have the fight. And sometimes it's okay to leave those toys on the floor and leave the dishes in the sink for another day, because there will always be dishes to wash. There will always be toys to pick up, but you won't always be healthy if you don't take care of yourself. So the priority of making sure that you rest, even if you're not sleeping, just to close your eyes and lie down and give your body the calm down time is what is so, so essential to all mothers. And I tell my friends all the time the same thing. And at the end of this session, we're going to do what you can do in 5 minutes to help calm your body down, to give yourself a little bit of rest, and to take that time for yourself. So I think actually we're going to do it now. I think you've heard me long enough, and I think we're going to do it at this point. It's called a body scan. So what that is, I'm just going to get the music going. You don't always have to use music, but I think maybe for this, it'll be nice for us to have music to listen to. And what you can do is you can do this sitting up, or you can do it lying down. And you close your eyes and take a deep breath. And I'll do it with you. Sit up straight, not tense. Let your shoulders fall down and your hands into your lap. And take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And start with your feet. Bring your awareness to your toes, the tips of your toes. Bring your awareness around the shapes of your toes. Feel your toes without moving them. Are they cold? Are they hot? Are they resting on a wood floor, carpet? Once you have your awareness of your feet, your toes, move that awareness into the middle of your foot and feel your foot as a whole. Even my dog is snoring. Feel your feet. Feel the energy running through your feet. Feel the strength of those feet that keep you going every day. Running around, walking back and forth, bringing your children things, carrying laundry, going to work, doing the groceries, all the responsibilities that you have on your shoulders, those feet keep you going. Feel the energy and the strength in them. Move your awareness up into your ankles. Their flexibility. Feel the energy moving up into your shins, into your calf muscles. Do you feel the energy moving, the awareness, the shape of your calves? Take that awareness, move it into your knees. Feel your knees from the inside, all the tiny little parts and bones and muscles that make up your knees, that have us bending to pick up toys and bending to pick up our children, and straightening up. Take that awareness and bring it into your thighs, our powerful muscles of our thighs. Do your thighs feel tense? Have an awareness around the tension of your muscles. Try to relax all your muscles as you move through your body. Breathe deeply. Inhale, exhale. Move up your thighs, feel the energy, have the awareness of the shape of your thighs. Up into your sacrum, into your hips. Feel how your whole body is connected, one part to each other, so geniusly to keep us moving, to keep us flexible, to keep us strong. Our sacrum and our hips, our core area, our uterus that helped nurture and grow and birth our wonderful, precious, beloved children. Feel the energy converging around there in your center. Keep remembering to breathe deeply. Move your awareness up into your belly, to your digestive system. Have an awareness of how things feel. Very often, stress is manifested in the stomach and the digestion. Our stomachs, our guts, the gut biome are all so closely linked with our overall physical health, our mental health. The stomach is known as the second brain. So it's important that we're good to ourselves with the foods we choose to eat and mitigating and managing the stress we feel in our lives. to help our stomach and our digestive systems balance. Breathe deep, expand your ribs, feeling the energy flow upwards into your ribs, your lungs, your heart. Release any tension that you're holding in your chest. Breathe. Feel the energy that you're drawing up, still coming up from your toes, through your feet, through your legs and your knees. Feel that rising through your body into your chest. Move your awareness into your shoulders. Shoulders that carry the diaper bags and the purses and all the extra weight that we hold with our children and shopping bags and groceries. Our bodies work hard for us, and we're blessed to have them. Move that awareness down your arms, through your biceps and your triceps, your elbows. Feel the energy coursing through your body into your forearms and your hands, to the tips of your fingers. And we'll bring our awareness back up through the arms, into the throat and the neck, our voice, which is always so important, to be free and clear to speak our truth and the story of our souls. Bring that energy up your neck, up your throat, into your face. Relax any of the muscles in your face that have tightened up. Relax. Me too, my face muscles tend to tighten. Release all the tension in your face, your neck, and feel that energy that's coursing that we started at the tips of your toes and went all the way up through every part of your body. Feel it coming now to your head, to the top of your head, to the crown chakra, as we call it, and releasing through up into the sky, up into the cosmos, where you share your energy with the universe. Take a deep breath, breathe. When you're ready, open your eyes. I hope it's had the same effect on you as it even has on me. I feel my whole body vibrating, filled with beautiful light energy. And so that was maybe 5 minutes. That's 5 minutes that you can take for yourself sometimes. And you know, sometimes I even do that with my children next to me. If we're lying together and we're watching a movie or we're snuggling, I'll close my eyes for those 5 minutes and run that body scan through. And I'll be able to return to this world energized, calm, peaceful, and ready to keep going. Because that's the other thing about how do we thrive and make it through motherhood, is that we know we always have to keep going. There's no choice. Our children need us, and they need us to be healthy. They need us to be happy. They need us to be peaceful and calm on the inside for them. And it's not always possible. We are human. But as long as we're always working towards that for ourselves, our children will see that. And like I said at the beginning, the good enough mother, it's not about mediocrity. It's about knowing that the most important thing for a child is to feel their mother's love, to be secure in that love, and to see their mother as healthy, happy, and stable. And everything else is peripheral. So remember that. Remember that you can have bad days, you can have wonderful days. You just have to keep going. And sometimes it'll be 5 minutes at a time. and that's okay. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you'll find me on Facebook and Instagram, Talia Pardo Phoenix Rising, and Phoenix Rising Mentoring also as well. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you.